Nearly a dozen ICE officials are apparently stuck in a shipping container at a U.S. base in East Africa. According to reports, federal officials, agents, and detainees are now confined in a makeshift detention center in a shipping container at Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti, facing risk of disease, extreme heat, poor air quality, and of course, potential rocket attacks from Yemen. Well, and oof, oh boy.
Testicles.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh boy. Well, to be fair, there's at least one group in of people in that we should be concerned about, and that's the 8 deportees who are getting sent to South Sudan, likely without any sort of due process. So yeah, there you go. Now, ICE officers, according to the reports, continue to feel ill with symptoms such as coughing, difficulty breathing, fever, and achy joints. These symptoms align with bacterial upper respiratory infection, but ICE officers are unable to obtain proper testing for diagnosis, according to Melissa Harper, acting Deputy Executive Associate Director for ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations. Yeah, again, don't really care. If only there was a way that we could have avoided this situation, by not sending people to South Sudan in the first place. I mean, that would have been smart. But of course, this administration is blaming someone else, as they always do. Now, Massachusetts District Judge Brian Murphy has basically barred ICE from deporting people to South Sudan, but did rule to allow the Trump administration, at their request, to do this temporary detention overseas. So it is the Trump administration that asked, hey, no, we want to keep all these people in Djibouti, okay? And so, will you allow us to do that instead of forcing us to bring them back? And the judge was like, yeah, okay, go ahead. For now, this is a temporary ruling, all right? So, look, the conditions here, they're not the fault of the judge. This is what the administration literally asked for. So whatever happens to the agents and the people, the deportees, that's on the Trump administration. Let it be known that the health and safety of all the people involved here are the responsibility of solely this administration. They had ordered the removal and detention of these 8 individuals and then asked the judge to allow them to stay in this area. So there you go. If anybody dies or is injured, that's on them. That's on ICE. Okay? That's on this administration. Now, Satara Gandhari, the advocacy director of Detention Watch Network, said in a statement shared with Newsweek, quote, "The use of shipping containers to detain people is heinous and enraging. And coupled with the extreme heat, disease, and threats of rocket attacks in Djibouti can be deadly." Well, yes. At the moment, 11 ICE agents, alongside of 2 medical staff and 8 migrants, are there in what ICE's acting Deputy Executive Associate Director described as poor and unsafe conditions. The 8 detainees are confined in a converted shipping container used as a conference room. Officers share a limited sleeping quarters, just 6 beds in a trailer, and have restricted access to critical supplies. The base experiences temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit and persistent poor air quality because of local burn pits, which emit smog and have caused respiratory illness among both officers and detainees. Within 72 hours of their arrival, both personnel and detainees reportedly suffered symptoms consistent with bacterial upper respiratory infection. Some officers only began taking anti-malarial medication after landing, raising further health concerns, according to court filings. Defense officials have warned that the group faces a continuing threat of terrorist rocket attacks, potentially emanating from Yemen, while lacking body armor or protective gear. And there you go. The Trump administration, if anything happens to these people, once again, that was their decision to have them stay there instead of bringing everybody back to the United States. Now, the administration, of course, is blaming Judge Murphy, except, once again, as I keep pointing out, they made that request. Murphy was just like, okay, if you really want to, fine, I'll let you stay there. I'm not going to order you to bring them back and say that you can't put them here. But it's not a good idea. Now, he also wrote in a court order that this administration had, quote, manufactured chaos by proposing overseas proceedings, then objecting to their own request. Yes, that's right. Yeah, no, we want overseas. We want to take people overseas and do these proceedings here, these deportations, and, in other countries. Oh, my God. Why are you making us do this in other countries? What do you do? What? Now, look, one of the reasons that Murphy made this ruling, by the way, and stopped these deportations to South Sudan is so that they could give these migrants due process, okay, in the form of having a reasonable fear interview. Now, that would allow these detainees an opportunity to present claims that they could face persecution or torture if they were sent to South Sudan. Gandahari told Newsweek this is the latest move in Trump's shocking expansion of third country deportations when a person is deported to a country other than their country of origin, where they often have no connection, by expelling people out of sight and out of mind to remote prisons in war-torn, unstable countries. The Trump regime, I love that, is attempting to normalize the offshoring of immigration detention and third country deportations as a new and expanded model of incarceration and deportation. Yes, that's right. Now, Melissa Harper wrote in her court filing, the conference room in which the aliens are housed is not equipped nor suitable for detention of any length, let alone the detention of high-risk individuals. Do we really know that they're high risk, though? Notably, the room has none of the security apparatus necessary for the detention of criminal aliens. Once again, we don't know if they are. If an altercation were to occur, there is no other location on the site available to separate the aliens, which further compromises the officer's safety. Sad. Baby. We could, of course, bring them back. The Trump administration has the ability to order that. I mean, even if they were criminals, right? Which, again, we don't know. We do have places in this country to house them. They're called jails. Yes, I know. Instead of sending them overseas so they could face these brutal conditions in a shipping container, and then eventually to terrible, horrific camps where they will most certainly either be tortured or killed. I mean, which I guess was the point, right? It's Nazi shit. Sending people out of the country, claiming that they're all, criminals and whatever, even though a lot of them are not, so that they can no longer, though, be tracked or protected by our laws. And that is, of course, because this administration is completely lawless. They don't want to follow our laws. They want to make examples out of immigrants. They want the cruelty because the cruelty is the point. That said, the irony now is that we have ICE agents that happen to also be stuck in these horrible conditions, to which I say, so sad. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.